including Kat Cammack. Congresswoman Elect Kat Cammack is from Florida's 3rd District. She joins me this morning. Good morning, Congresswoman Elect. Good to have you.
Good morning. It is a beautiful day here in Florida, particularly Gainesville,
You
the
know, you're
real
making
Gator
me
Nation. Yeah.
jealous. It's freezing in the Beltway. You know the Beltway well because you served on the Hill for a long time, Congresswoman Elect. But nevertheless, it must be different to walk into the building as an incoming member as opposed to as a staffer.
Absolutely. I'm saying sir and ma'am to everyone, partly, from the southern roots, but also, just the way that staff conducts themselves. And so I have to remind myself every now and again that these are my colleagues. So it's been a bit of an adjustment, but we have an incredible freshman class, wonderful people from all over the country, and it's been a real pleasure getting to know them as my colleagues.
Now, you are the youngest member of the incoming class, and tell people a little bit about your journey, if you will, because I like people to get to know. The Republicans won, and I mean, they didn't get the majority. They're very close. I think we're going to get to 212 or 213, maybe even 214. You tell me.
Mhm.
But we got there because we recruited people like you.
Yeah, so I'm actually coming in as the youngest Republican woman. Madison Cawthorn out of the Carolinas, he's got me beat by a few years. But for the women, I'm representing the youngsters. So coming in as the youngest woman, and I tell my story, homeless to the House of Representatives. It was just 9 years ago that my family lost our small cattle ranch out west due to an Obama era housing program. And that's when I made the decision after being homeless for several months that I could either rebuild my life and continue on the path that I had thought was going to be my life of, taking over the family business. It was commercial sandblasting, or I could pull my head out of the sand and get involved. And so I moved to Florida, joined the campaign of Representative Ted Yoho. And after we won our insurgent campaign, I joined the official office as his deputy chief, and the rest is history. So only in America can someone go from homeless to the House of Representatives in less than a decade.
Now, you have the advantage of being a Hill staffer. You'll know which committees you want. Which committees do you want?
Well, I think every freshman has that, dream of the A committee, Ways and Means or Energy and Commerce or Appropriations. And for me, Energy and Commerce is ultimately where I would like to end up because it covers most jurisdiction of the issues that my constituents care about. But I've been told repeatedly that freshmen don't get A committees. So we're right now gunning for transportation and infrastructure, agriculture, and homeland security.
Now, tell us a little bit about your district, Congresswoman-elect Cammack.
So I represent the Gator Nation, which is north central, northeast Florida. We have the University of Florida in our district, but we also have incredible rural communities, the suburbs of Jacksonville, tremendous ag assets here, really the logistics hub of Florida. We've got 95, 10, 75, all these major corridors running through our district. And so those committees are really important to me. We have the horse capital of the world where most of the horses for the Kentucky Derby and all the other races are bred and trained, and then we send them up to Kentucky. Just incredible development, research, the world's top incubator for biotech hub in the world. 5 years running is in our district. So it's really a hodgepodge, if you will, of agriculture, rural, urban, really diverse populations, but all in all, pretty conservative, minus the Berkeley of the East that we have in our district, Gainesville.
You know, the one of my regular listeners is Coach Urban Meyer, and he brought football to Florida from Ohio, and then he went back home to Ohio. I mean, it's like you sending horses to Kentucky. He brought football to Florida and taught you folks how to play the game. Then he came home, and so he's listening right now. I'm sure he liked a shout out to his old friends in Gainesville. But on a serious note, it's going to be so narrow. Are there moderate Democrats you hope to work with to check the squad and Nancy Pelosi's drift to the left?
Well, on that note, yes, Urban Meyer, fantastic coach, and it looks like we're in the running for another Heisman Trophy winner in Kyle Trask. I just had to make that shameless
Nah,
plug.
Justin Fields. Justin Fields is going to win the trophy representative. That's a good try. That's not on this show. You're not. No.
Hey, I have to represent the Gators here. So, but as far as working with folks across the aisle, I had the benefit of over the first week of freshman orientation, meeting some of my Democrat colleagues like Sarah Jacobs, the youngest Democrat woman out of San Diego. And we talked about these issues, and I do think that there is common ground. And quite frankly, this is the smallest majority that the Democrats have ever had since World War II. So just by the very nature of the numbers, we're going to see a lot more bipartisan work being done because they just simply don't have the numbers to steamroll over the Republicans. And you hit on it. We're going to probably come in with 213, maybe 214 if things shake out our way. And that's huge. That is honestly really reflective of where we're at as a country. I think we're more divided than ever, but it also presents an opportunity for us to come together on key issues, whether it be healthcare, whether it be immigration. The American people expect us to get things done, and I think the numbers reflect the fact that we have to, because it's very narrow margins for both of us. So I'm excited about the opportunity. Talking with my colleagues on the other side, I think if we take out these comprehensive packages and we attack these issues with single issue bills, we're going to see some progress being made on the problems that have plagued us for 30, 40 years.
Now, Congresswoman Elect Cammack, Kevin McCarthy is an old friend of mine. I love the guy. I think he did a great job recruiting people, and I think he's a great leader. Now, he's going to probably press you into service to go recruit other Kat Cammacks. And I mean, this is the year to run for Congress if you're thinking about it, right?
I actually had a great conversation with Kevin. That man works harder than anyone that I know on the Hill. And when he asked me what I wanted to do, I said, I want to go recruit my replacement. And it's true. The next generation is here. Millennials and Gen Zs, we're making up the largest voting bloc, and we have to have a seat at the table. So my hope is that I only hold the title of the youngest Republican woman in D.C. for 2 years, and that I have a role in recruiting our replacement, because we have got to get more women, more minorities, more diversity at the table. I mean, the Republicans added, I believe, 17 or 18 women. The Democrats added only one. The Republican Party is changing. It is now the party of inclusivity. And when you talk to these folks, everyone has incredible backgrounds, just CEOs, veterans, just dynamite people in their own right, very accomplished. So I'm excited about this foundation that has been laid. In 2022, mark my words, we're taking back the House.
Okay, I got one more cheap question. Tom Emmer did a great job with the NRCC. He's sticking in that job.
Yeah.
Does he have deputies? Are you going to be one of his deputies, one of his operators?
Well, that remains to be seen. We just got through the first week of freshman orientation, but Tom and I have a great relationship, and we'll be doing our part to make sure that we take back the House in 2022.
Well said, because you do bring the advantage of being a staffer. I really can't overestimate for my audience how much of an advantage that is. Congresswoman Elect Cammack, keep coming back. Great to talk to you.
Thank you. Go Gators.
Oh, okay. Coach Meyer just noted that. The only thing I want in this life is for Coach Meyer not to go to USC.